All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Adam Berezin from MSDW, and I'd like to welcome you all to today's session on 5 key manufacturing capabilities in Dynamics 365 Business Central, sponsored by Encore Business Solutions. And we're joined by Milan Alvergay from Encore. So before we get started, just want to mention a couple of things. If you have any questions during the session, please feel free to type them into the chat, and Milan will get back to you via email after the session ends. We're also recording the session, and the video should be posted on MSDW within the next day or so. So without further delay, Milan, I am going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Adam, and welcome to everybody. I'm really excited on joining us. Thank you for joining us today for this webinar. Like Adam mentioned, we'll be talking about 5 key manufacturing capabilities in Dynamics 365 Business Central. I'm Milan Alvergay, like Adam mentioned, and I'm an account executive here at Encore Business Solutions. I'm really excited to share with you how Microsoft Business Central is helping manufacturers innovate and grow. I spent over 15 years working with the Microsoft ecosystem, helping growing SMBs to large enterprises across Latin America, the US, and Canada. My background includes working closely with Microsoft partners and ISVs to deliver ERP and CRM solutions to drive digital transformation, especially in industries like manufacturing, distribution, and retail. So here's what we'll cover today. We'll talk about top challenges in manufacturing, how those challenges can be addressed with 5 key manufacturing capabilities in Business Central, how Dynamics 365 Business Central can provide visibility, agility, and productivity. We're going to bring it all together, how Microsoft ecosystem can help you scale and grow. And we'll talk a little bit about Encore Business Solutions and how we can support you. I've added some additional resources in the end if you want to learn more about manufacturing in Business Central and Microsoft ecosystem. Please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to cover any questions you might have. I'll send you an email and we can reach and talk a little bit about your current needs. So let's dive into the top challenges manufacturers face today. So again, thank you and welcome. So most manufacturers are caught between inefficient production planning, supply chain disruption, lack of real-time visibility, struggles with inventory accuracy and costing, and high pressure to deliver on time at cost. So legacy systems can keep up these inefficiencies. You will have visibilities fragmented, margins are shrinking. So that's where Business Central can be transformative. Many manufacturers are already using Business Central, but they're not making the most of the functionality inside of it. Or you can have a legacy system and disconnected systems, and you want to be able to address these challenges. So Business Central can address each one of these challenges. I'm going to show you how we can achieve this. So when all these challenges collide, what typically happens is there's a production of bottlenecks, escalating costs, there's frustration from the customer, there's stress in the operations. So we're going to address each of these challenges and how Microsoft can help you with each one. So visibility, adaptability, and productivity. With Microsoft Dynamics Business Central, your company can improve with visibility. How? With real-time data access. You're going to be able to track your inventory, and you're going to have production insights. You're going to be able to adapt allowing quick changes to product lines. You're going to be able to scale. You're going to have cloud integration and flexibility with your workflows. And in the end, you're going to have productivity, being able to automate, streamline operations, and AI-driven insights drives the efficiency and ensures timely delivery. So with Microsoft Business Central offers several key capabilities. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 key manufacturing capabilities that Dynamics Business Central can provide and address these current challenges we spoke to prior to the capabilities. So what we'll talk about today is production planning and demand forecasting, bill of materials, what we usually call BOM and routing, production order management, inventory management and material consumption, costing, analytics, and the Microsoft integration, and how you can address the past challenges to be able to have a streamlined operation in your current business. So the first capability is production planning and demand forecasting. So everything starts with planning. Production planning is one of the most powerful tools that Business Central has for any manufacturer. It all starts with the demand, with your sales forecasting, manual or imported. So what it does, it calculates exactly what you need to produce and when. So using your master production schedule for finished goods and your master requirement planning, which we call MRP for raw material, Business Central gives you automated suggestions. This replaces the gut feel planning with data-driven insights, helps you produce just what you need right on time. With it, you have the planning worksheet, which is your control center to review and adjust all suggestions before launching your production or your purchasing. So Business Central provides real-time tools to manage your MRP and MPS features, which help you align your material availability, the capacity of your shop floor with production demand, which is crucial for either make to stock or make to order operations. It reduces delays and helps optimize output. What's great about this capability is how it connects sales, like I mentioned before, because it all starts with your sales order or your forecasting, depending on your industry. So it connects the sales, inventory, and manufacturing together, ensuring you're not overproducing or you're understocked. So it replaces spreadsheets and guesswork with data-driven insights, enabling just-in-time production and lean operation. So this is critical for manufacturing, managing multiple SKUs. If you're a business that depends a lot on seasonality or you have complex demand patterns, the result is that you get better inventory, improved service levels, and low carrying costs. So examples that could be that industry that could use this production planning and demand forecasting would be, for example, a metal fabrication, which schedules CNC machines, welders more efficiently. Custom machinery business will align the delivery dates with engineering updates. And a consumer electronics business you could plan ahead with your promotions and demand spikes. So with production planning and demand forecasting, your manufacturing needs will be met. You'll be able to you plan your production, schedule your production, use your planning worksheet to review any suggestions. You have driven replenishment, capacity constraints, either to make to stock or make to order. So the second capability is the bills of material, what we call the BOM and routing. Okay, this is like your recipe. This is, for example, if you're baking a cake, your recipe, all the ingredients that you need, that's where you put your bills of material. And the routing is the steps that you will need to make that cake. So in Business Central, the bills of material and routing are at the core of manufacturing, how to build your products. So the BOM and routing setup in Business Central is like the DNA of your production process. It's what defines what goes into each product and how it should be built, whether it's a simple single level assembly or a complex multi-stage product. BOMs and routings help standardize your processes. And adding to setting up your bills of material and routing, you have the versioning, which helps you track changes that you might do to your BOM or your routing. So these components also drive costing, scheduling, and quality, helping your business stay consistent and compliant. So the bill of material in Business Central allows you to complete traceability and flexibility. You can manage multiple BOM levels, maintain different versions with approval workflows. And this is key when working with engineering changes or substituting parts. And the routing option, which I said is the step to be able to make your product, or what step of the bill of materials it is, it will allow detailed operations for labor and machine resources. And another feature that uh, Business Central has in the bill of materials when you're creating your BOMs is called the Phantom BOM. So the Phantom BOM is part of the bill of materials, but it's supported in Business Central. So it helps manufacturers streamline production by managing sub-assemblies. And you don't require to have different production orders. In the same order, you can have a sub-assembly. So the bottom line is with BOMs and routings, your shop floor knows what to do, when to do it, and with what materials. You reduce rework, you increase consistency, and make it easier to scale up production. So example of this would be an industrial equipment business, well, custom machines, and they required version. So with the version controls for this type of business would be perfect. And automotive parts would that needs strict routing and component control needs this routing is essential for them. Or an aerospace supplier, which will need engineering change management, the version control for bombs is very important for them. So it adapts to any type of manufacturing industry, from the assembly to detail processes. The next, we have what is called the production order management. So once the planning is complete, we've already received the sales order, we've done the bill of the ingredients, we've planned our production, we've scheduled it, we've looked for the version controls, then we go into planning to execute. So Business Central lets you manage the life cycle of production orders from planning to completion. You can track the consumption, output, and even log the time and scrap. This real time data helps you monitor the productivity, cost, and delays. You can also handle subcontracted tasks directly within the same flow, and you can give you full visibility and control from end to end. So, with the production orders, you can plan, you can release and track production from the raw materials to the finished goods. You can break them into phases or routing steps. You can define your work centers and you can track real time progress. So it all integrates with your, in the end, with your inventory, warehouse, and capacity planning. It's another step further after the production order. So the whole operation is in sync. This provides the real time visibility into what's happening on the shop floor, so managers can spot delays, spot bottlenecks, or cost overruns and act immediately. So for business doing both in-house and outsourced production, this unified control is invaluable. Ultimately, this capability empowers teams to deliver on time, stay with budget, maintain quality, regardless of the complexity of the job. So, for example, a custom machinery manufacturer, they need detailed multi-bombs, unique routings per order, and visibility into custom jobs. So with Business Central, they will no longer need updating job cards by hand or struggling to find out what's completed. In a construction supply manufacturer, these companies deal with seasonal spikes, like I mentioned prior, and they have tight timelines. So production orders help them schedule and prioritize based on lead times and material availability. So one question you could ask yourself is, how are you tracking your production right now? Is it in real time? Is it connected? Uh, is it connected to your demand, to your inventory, or are you relying on planner's memory or last week's spreadsheet? So if you're still running on paper and guesswork, the production order management in Business Center is your next step toward operational efficiency and scalability. So then we go into the inventory. So inventory management is often what most businesses say is where profit is made or lost. So Business Central offers real-time visibility of stock levels across the warehouses through bins and locations. With serial and lot tracking, you'll meet compliance requirements and enhance traceability. By preventing stockouts, you'll lower carrying costs, improve service level. Um, Business Central helps you control the material consumption. You'll have better operational performance. So with inventory, it's no longer a guessing game with Business Central. You'll have visibility across all locations. You can have multiple warehouses or bins within the same facility. You can manage lot numbers, serial tracking, expiration dates. You can define minimum and maximum stock levels through a trigger replenishment, which is automatically. You can use cycle counting to keep inventory accurate with full shutdowns. So it's not just about what you have, it's about knowing where it is, how much is usable, and how fast it's moving. So, why is this important? Because accurate inventory data means better costing, fewer production delays, less waste. And you're able to forecast needs more accurately, improve order fulfillment rates, and support compliance efforts. This leads to lower working capital requirements and more responsive supply chain. So, an example here would be, for example, a metal fabricator who needs precise tracking of raw materials by lot or batch. So, Business Central helps them reduce waste and ensure traceability for compliance. Construction material supplier, they often store high volume items in multiple locations. So BC enables bin level tracking and efficient transfer between sites or an electronic assembler. They require detailed part level traceabilities. So with Business Central, you will provide serial number tracking, visibility into every component and status. So think about how your operations, how much time does your team spend looking for things? Are they double checking stock levels by hand? Imagine what you could do if this time was freed up. So, so let's go through some critical costing and production efficiency. So finally, I think with the inventory management, we know we can manage all inventory, but another critical capability that you can manage is the material consumption. So another example would be, for example, a custom furniture manufacturer. They start a job with a rough estimate of how much wood, hardware, or finish they need, but they never track how much actually is used to make that sofa or chair. So the result, their costing it's way up. So some jobs are, they're losing jobs, they're losing money. They didn't realize where scrap wasn't tracked, rework costs weren't accounted for. So with Business Central, with material consumption, you'll be able to automatically deduct from inventory based on the BOM when production progresses. You'll have more control of the consumption, and it can be manually recorded as it happens. You can track actual versus planned usage, giving you visibility into the scrap, waste, or variances. And this leads to more accurate job costing and better planning for future production. So fully integrated with inventory, so consumption. So this is fully integrated with the inventory, with your consumption updates, stock levels, and real time. So if I ask you right now, how much did you actually consume on your last production run? Could you answer confidently? So that's the power of accurate material consumption tracking. It's just not about inventory. It's about the margin, the quality, the continuous improvement. And finally, we go into costing, analytics, and Microsoft integration. So now let's tie everything together with the three final game-changing capabilities in Business Central, which is costing and analytics and how it all integrates in Microsoft. So with costing, uh, Business Central, you get standard, actual, FIFO, and LIFO costing methods. I think most manufacturers use FIFO, but you can use any of these, giving you flexibility based on your production type. You have full visibility into the work center cost, the overhead, and consumption variances, insight of the profitability of the job, the product, and the customer. So by tracking the actuals and the estimates, you're going to stop guessing, and you're going to be able to have more control over your costs before everything is out of control. With analytics in Business Central, you can imagine you're in the same machinery company. Instead of waiting for month to month end reports, you can view real-time dashboards with Power BI integration. You can drill down into product profitability, resource utilization, inventory trend, use dimensions to segment data by location, product, or custom type. So with a metal fabrication company I worked with, used the Power BI dashboards to identify a loss-making product line, and they had been, unknowingly subsiding for years. Within a month, they pivoted, saving thousands, and this is what happened. So Microsoft integration, when it all comes together, it's the glue that holds it all together, because nothing works on a silo. Everything is one vision, one platform. It connects seamlessly with tools your teams already use. So, for example, if you currently have Microsoft Teams, you can collaborate on production orders. If you have Excel, which everybody uses currently, Excel, you can use them for exporting, editing, and then you can upload it back into Business Central for planning data. Outlook, you can create quotes or orders directly from your email, and you're connected directly to Business Central from either Teams, from your Outlook, from your Excel, importing and exporting. Obviously, everything has to do with the user and the support that you have with Business Central. And then with Power Automate, you can build workflows like inventory alerts, approval chains. You can also tailor more your business needs with the Power Apps, Power Automate, and all the tools necessary to be able to tailor your manufacturing needs. If the out of the box is not sufficient, you can do this with Power Automate. So, for example, a consumer electronic manufacturer used Power Automate to trigger alerts when the raw material levels drop below reorder points. And they reduced stockouts by 40% in just 3 months. So this is the power of having Microsoft ecosystem. If you're currently using Office, you're already familiar with it and you eliminate silos between departments. So, in order to understand a little bit more, if you're a custom machinery, you need a detailed job costing and integrated reporting to stay profitable. Pure metal fabrication, you use Power BI to eliminate unprofitable product lines or leverage Power Automate in teams to improve collaboration and inventory accuracy. So, if I said, what would your business look like if you had a single system for costing, reporting, collaboration built into the Microsoft tools you already use every day? This isn't just an ERP, it's an intelligent business platform. So, how do we bring it all together? Business Central brings together the full picture of manufacturing operations from, like I mentioned in the first capability, your initial sales forecast, right? It's either comes from a sales order or forecasted if it's materials that have specific lead times, all the way to the finished good and cost analysis. The result, you have total visibility. You know what's in stock, what's in production, and what's coming next, all in real time. With flexibility, with the configuration tool, it adapts to your workflow, whether you're a metal fabricator, an electronic assembler, custom machinery, an automotive parts, a distribution, retail, you get adaptability to meet today's challenges and tomorrow's changes. So, with automation, with intuitive planning and real time tracking, with Business Central, will empower your team to do more with less, driving productivity across shop floor and back office. And perhaps even more important, it's not just about today, it's how you can scale for the future with integrations into the Microsoft 365 ecosystem, uh, Power Platform, Azure, and Copilot. So your investment continues to grow as you do, whether you're managing one facility or five, launching a new product line, or looking to automate more of your business. Business Central will support your journey every step of the way. Best of all, it scales. So you're going to be able to build to grow with you across more sites, more users, more products, and integrates into the full Microsoft ecosystem from Office and Teams to Power Platform and Azure. So whether you're a 10-person metal shop or a 200-person electronic assembler, Business Central equips you not just for today's needs, but for long term success and transportation. So, this brings everything together in your five key manufacturing capabilities. With Business Central, you'll be able to have more visibility with real time inventory, production costs. You're going to integrate dashboards and KPIs with Power BI. Everybody's going to be able to adapt by configuring your bombs, routing, and production orders. You're going to have support, multiple manufacturing modes, discrete, project based, make to order. And in the end, this will provide productivity by automating your MRPs, your MPS, give you in every step of the way insights with Copilot. You're going to integrate with Microsoft 365 and be able to scale for the future. So, all embedded into the Microsoft ecosystem. So, what is the Microsoft ecosystem? Microsoft has built an ecosystem that doesn't just offer application; it offers continuity. So, as you see in this graph, Business Central sits at the heart of this platform, giving manufacturers like you the visibility to control, to adapt as you need, whether it's automating material planning, tracking costing in real time, or collaborating across departments in teams, you're leveraging tools your team already uses. So change management is easier and your investment goes further. So you're just not buying an ERP, you're building a future ready foundation with all these connected solutions from finance, sales, and service. You can streamline your inventory, and you can improve your visibility with advanced reporting and analytics. So I want to thank you for joining us today in this webinar, and tell you a little bit about Encore Business Solutions and how we've helped hundreds of companies in manufacturing and other sectors modernize their system and unlock the full potential of Microsoft platform. Encore has over 35 years in business, uh, eh, and implementing over 2,000 implementation over across a variety of industries. We have 800 active clients. We have over 100 business technology professionals, 90% of customer retention rate. We're a Microsoft Solution Partner of designation for proficiency in all business applications. We're 100% focused on Microsoft technologies. We provide Encore care to all our customers. We're there not just to implement, we're there afterwards to scale, to support you through the whole process. So, from evaluating your business process to configuring and implementing Business Central, and even supporting you after go live, we're a partner at every step. So we're based here in Canada. We have offices in the United States. We speak your language. We understand the challenges manufacturers have and are facing today. So you don't have to navigate this alone. So if you want to learn more about Microsoft ecosystem, about manufacturing and Business Central, please let us know. I'd be glad to walk you through a demonstration. I would glad to learn about your current needs and how we can support you in this process. So thank you once again for joining us in this webinar. And I'm happy to be here with you today. Thank you once again. I've added some additional resources that you can go into if you want to find out more about manufacturing. So thank you once again and have a wonderful day.